Well, good morning, all you beautiful love streamers out there on Facebook, YouTube, and Zoom. And happy Father's Day to all you fathers out there. We want to welcome you to the Center for Spiritual Living Charlotte. I am your MC and host, Horace. And if this is your first time, we want you to know how delighted we are that you have chosen to join us today. Because with modern technology, we are extremely grateful for this opportunity to touch so many lives, especially as we share these wonderful happenings occurring here at CSO Charlotte. So please feel free to visit our website, cslcharlotte.org. Put any prayer requests and subscribe. You're going to find out more about the details about that when you hear our announcements and opportunities. We add to our recordings each and every week and to our website. And so feel free to just check in with us and find out more about what it is that we do here at the Center for Spiritual Living Charlotte. So what is it that we do here? Who are we? Who are these people? Well, I am so happy that you asked. I'm going to tell you. The Center for Spiritual Living Charlotte is a new thought community, living in ancient wisdom philosophy based on the science of mind. The science of mind philosophy was developed in the early 20th century by writer and lecturer Ernest Holmes. Dr. Holmes was a man on a mission. He studied truths from all of the world's religious traditions and spiritual paths. Holmes developed a fresh new way for all of us to look at ourselves and how we fit into our world. He's been referred to as the great synthesizer. So at CSO Charlotte, we want you to know that every philosophy is honored along with every race, sexual orientation, and physical distinction. We are a diverse, open, and affirmative community. There are many paths to the divine. We may call it God, peace, love, spirit, the infinite mind, or the I am presence. But guess what? It really doesn't matter what you call it. But here's what I want you to know. What does matter is that you know and understand that this is your power that resonates within you. You do not have to leave your philosophy or nature of knowledge. You can join us at any time. We recognize and refer to many of the Holy Scriptures, such as the Bible, the Quran, the Torah, the Upanishads, and the Bhagavad Gita. And that's just to name only a few of them. And so, what I want you to know and understand here is that here at CSO Charlotte, what we know and what we claim as our vision here is to continue a spiritual community that creates and prepares a succession of future leaders who can fully integrate, teach, and expose the science of mind principles, messages, and practices that strengthen the mind, body, and spirit of individuals. So one of our aims is to create a high collective consciousness for everyone in this community. We teach everyone the tools to do just that. So come and join us as we meet each and every Tuesday evening for our consciousness meeting. And that's at 6 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. So welcome everyone and enjoy our service as we celebrate this powerful being which lives within each and every one of us. So now, before I pass the mic over to our illustrious spiritual leader, Reverend Rosedale, I want to leave you first of all with this thought. But before I do that, I want you to know that her theme this morning is resonance, focus, and belief. Today's theme is resonance, focus, and belief. And with that, I want to leave you with this quote. There's a resonance inside of us, sensing who we are. We are multi-bodied travelers. We're in essence, we're a feeling and awareness that has ancient existence. Let me read that again. There is a resonance inside us, a sense of who we are. We're a multi-bodied traveler. We're in essence, we're a feeling and awareness that has an ancient existence. And that is from Frederick Lenz. And with that, I'm going to pass the mic over to our fearless leader, Reverend Rosedale.
Whoa, that's a beautiful one. That really hits spot on. So, good morning, everyone, or evening, or afternoon, and greetings to wherever you are. If you're on the YouTube land, that's fabulous. Always listen out, put the little comments there, send in your prayer requests, whatever you want to do. So, with that, welcome everybody everywhere. This is the Center for Spiritual Living Charlotte, the Mind, Body, Spirit Center. And today, our attention is on resonance, focus, and belief. And first of all, we're going to open our Sunday service with an affirmative prayer just so we can set the tone. So leading us in this beautiful prayer today is my right-hand man, is Mr. Alan Lilly. So we're going to find out if he knows resonance, focus, and belief. So Alan, let's pray.
Right here, right now, we take this sacred moment to focus on the inner resonance that's within each and every one of us, knowing that this essence is within every one of us, and it's the source of infinite life, infinite possibilities, infinite source. So this infinite source is the light within each and every one of us. And we are here to expand that light from just a candlelight to an intense bonfire of purpose and passion. And we are here to spread the message of love and of peace and of passion and purpose throughout the whole entire world as a bonfire of infinite wisdom. And as we share ourselves to each other, the whole community gets brighter and brighter until we have every person's bonfire becomes a forest on fire with purpose and with passion. This is why we are here, to be passion, to be purpose on this planet, and to grow and expand each and every one of us, because there are infinite possibilities and infinite levels of awareness. And so I know that this is why we're all here, for each and every one of us to expand into our infinite selves. So I'm grateful for this wonderful, awesome service that we have today. And I know that you will benefit a lot as well today. So with purpose and with passion, I am filled with gratitude for this wonderful Father's Day, and to honor each and every one of us for who we are as infinite source expressed individually as our talents. So now I release this prayer out into the whole entire world, and everybody, and we are each lighting ourselves up with passion and purpose. And so it is.
Mm-hmm. And so it is. We'll keep lining ourselves up with the passion and the purpose, because that's what we need, especially when we're talking about resonance, focus, and belief. So thank you, Alan, for that awesome prayer. So next on our platform is our reader, and that would be Melissa Spiegler, aka the girl from Tennessee. I know she knows about Renaissance, resonance, focus, and belief, because she is doing the reading, and she does it with great expression. So with that said, reading is her expression, and she expresses her truth about resonance, focus, and belief through the frequency of the focus. So after Melissa's finished reading, listen to the song In the Silence by Jack Fowler, because there's something about being in the silence on all of this that makes the resonance, focus, belief happen. So Melissa, make it do what it do.
Thank you, Reverend Rosedale. Resonance, focus, and belief is something we all need. And this morning's reading is A Frequency of Focus by Reverend Rosedale Jones. Focus isn't just a habit. It's a directional force. It decides what you notice. It decides what you name and how you frame your reality. Focus is more than paying attention. It's how we tune into reality. According to perceptual psychology, we're not just receiving reality, we're filtering it. Things are filtered through the lenses of resonance, focus, and belief. We see through lenses shaped by what we expect, what we've felt before, and what we've come to believe. With those beliefs, they're not just ideas. They become the very code of the world we live in. When someone focuses on lack, they're not inventing it. They're tuning their world to where lack lives and activates it. Each vibration resonates with like vibrations. So lack resonates with lack. Abundance resonates with abundance. So if abundance is our focus, we have to practice ourselves to resonate with abundance. Our minds aren't just recording what's out there. They're organizing it, shaping it, and literally coloring it with our expectations, emotions, and past experiences. So if we constantly focus on lack, we're not imagining it. We're tuning ourselves vibrationally to a version of life where lack keeps showing up. We didn't make it happen out of thin air, but we locked into that version where we focused our attention. Science backs this up with a study in 2015, finding that our beliefs tend to evolve in the direction called cognitive coherence. In short, cognitive coherence is the same as resonance. That's a fancy way of saying that the mind wants your beliefs and your experiences to match up. This is why we can walk through the same world as someone else and see something completely different. But we're living through our lens. Now, here's the kicker. Beliefs aren't neutral. They carry vibrational frequency too. It's the same tuning system that filters in what supports and filters out what doesn't resonate with our outcome. This is resonance in action, and it's powerful. Resonance is not just spiritual talk, it's energetic alignment. You don't need to push the river. You don't have to wrestle your way into a better life. You just have to vibrate with the signal you actually want to live. So I ask you this, what signal are you broadcasting? What story are you continuing to tell? And what reality is just waiting for you to match its frequency? Everything in you is broadcasting your emotions, your expectations, and your stories. And the universe, it's not judging any of it. It's just responding with what matches. You're just tuned in, and tuning out is only one decision away. And here's a final quote by Reverend Rosedale. What you consistently focus on becomes the lens through which you experience life. And so it is.
We'll start with a short centering. Relax your eyes by closing them or looking into your lap, but it's your choice. I invite you to take a nice deep breath with me and slowly let it flow out. And just allow yourself to be aware of the stillness and open up to resonance, focus, and belief. Let it in. Thinking of resonance, focus, and belief to me is what comes to me is basically releasing my self-talk that no longer serves me. How do you feel about releasing that self-talk? It's no good. Some of it is, but release the one that doesn't. But also in the silence, I love when I take time to just pull away from the noise of everything. Once I go out and I get back in my door, all the hustle and bustle is outside. And I get a chance to just release and find my peace. So when I get in the silence, I awaken to the rhythm of my consciousness and the vibration in my consciousness. And my consciousness knows exactly how to find peace from all the noise in the world, even in the world that's within 5 feet of me. That automatically happens when I make the time in the silence. What about you? Do you have any reminders about the silence? Because this song reminds me that being in the silence is where flow, and I flow with resonance, focus, and my belief. Are you starting to realize what resonance, focus, and belief means yet? So wiggle your fingers and your toes and then integrate your mind, body, and spirit and take a few breaths as you find your ease to embrace the energy of your space. And then tune back in and open yourself to resonance, focus, and belief. So, as we move through life, one truth becomes increasingly clear, and that is where focus goes, energy flows. So wherever your focus is, the energy's going, and you can't stop it, so you might as well focus on the thing that makes sense for you. Because focus is the one thing that affects everything. Just everything. And guess what? Focus doesn't reflect our reality. It creates it. Focus is what literally determines what we see and what we miss. In other words, you are not seeing your true reality. You're filtering it. You heard the reading. You are filtering what you see based on resonance, focus, and belief. What you believe, what you focus on, and what resonates with you is all what filters. Resonance is the inner you vibrating. Oh, how about if I use a diagram in my hands? The inner you vibrating with the outer you. And if they're vibrating on the same frequency, boom, there's your manifestation. And it's because of your resonance. Resonance is two things vibrating on the same frequency. If it's up, if you're unhappy, you're vibrating there, but you're still saying, I want happiness, but you're vibrating here, boom. So that's just so you know, that's resonance in itself. Period, dot, that's it. And then here's the thing. If your inner narrative, which is that voice you're constantly using, that self-talk if it's focused on lack, you don't really want lack, of course, I get that. But you're tuning into lack as your focus. You heard the reading, and that's all from history, research. The mind filters through resonance, focus, and belief. It filters, it's a filter. Melissa mentioned about perceptual psychology. Perceptive, think about that. Perceptual psychology defines it in perceptual sets. And perceptual sets, what they do is they shape our experiences. They shape our experiences, and we manifest through the filter of resonance, belief, and focus. It's just that simple. It's science, but it's spiritual. But we got to speak like this so people can actually hear. Listen, I got to fix me. You know, the Very Well Mind is a website that's fabulous with all of this stuff. And it says that perceptual sets are the stories you tell yourself or the stories we tell ourselves, and they shape all of our experiences. A perceptual set is my belief, for example, where I can say that I'm perceiving you in a certain way. I perceive you in that way. So through my filters, I'm going to behave with you in a certain way. I'm going to behave in a certain way towards you because of my perception. So don't be surprised if somebody's going to treat you coldly. You got to wonder, wow, they read me loud and clear. I had an example last weekend when one of my family members said something about another family member, said, I never liked her and I never liked her. I said, well, listen, here's the thing. You both read each other that way, and this is the reason why. You filtered it. So you're treating each other that way. You're thinking something, she's thinking something, and evidently you got a perception. Of course, I didn't get them to understand that. They just went on because here's why. It's their belief, no matter what I say. They have to clean that up. See, beliefs are powerful filters because they show us who we are. Some people are not willing to look at that. Do you check your beliefs? Here's what Melissa said in the reading. We're not receiving reality. We're filtering it through the lenses of resonance, focus, and belief. We need all of those three in order to perform in life. Resonance is the same thing as cognitive coherence. And all of that shapes the way we fit the truth into us. It shapes our how we fit our expectations because our experiences are guided by that too. So when I become aware of a belief, I shift it because cognitive science says that a belief is a kind of a frequency lock, right? And a frequency lock aligns my intention with whatever supports that belief. And that's what I manifest. I'm so clear of that. So I know I got to figure out, well, what do you believe if you're not very happy in this moment with this individual or this condition in your life? What do you believe about you? If you believe deep down that you're unlucky, your conscious radar matches and it's looking for your feeling for your vibration. I don't care what you say. You can say, well, I don't feel, you feel, because it's picking up your vibration big time. And it conforms to that belief. And exactly what that belief and that vibration is shooting off is what you're going to end up with. And of course, you get exactly what you believe. You know that. You're not cursed. You're just tuned into a belief that just keeps getting validated over and over and over. That's all. And in another place, Wikipedia calls all of this confirmation bias. It's a phenomenon. It really is. And it says that the mind, again, filters the evidence that supports what you believe and spits out exactly what it is. Life is all just like that. There is no, it's somebody else is going to do this for me. No. You got to do it. Now, how do you feel right now about checking your resonance, your focus, and your belief on a more permanent basis, more continuous basis? I remember a time back in the day when my belief was, I call it as I see it. What do you mean? What did I mean back then? Well, I meant that instead of people saying it in a flowery way, I don't like that spiritual bypass stuff. If I'm not feeling something, don't try to make me say, oh, okay, I'm going to be nice. No, let me go through my thing. You know what I mean? But the truth is, I wasn't really seeing universal reality when I say I call it as I see it. That meant I needed to get some time in the silence so I can look at it in a different way, so I can see what's resonating with me, what am I focused on, and what is my belief about this? Because that's what happened. So what I was doing when I kept saying that, I call it as I see it, because what you see all the time is not a true reality. Now you get what I'm saying now? And here's what happening. I was just repeating a pattern that I had gotten used to saying over and over. I was never sure back then. And that pattern, guess what happened? That pattern became my belief. That belief was shaping my experiences. And I wasn't too pleased many times about my experiences that my belief had been shaping back in the day. It was my ego And it was the ego's beliefs that was protecting me due to its own fear. Sometimes our ego is saying, "Oh, I don't want to do all that changing. You got to go too much. You got to stop listening to that." See, listening to the ego to me caused me to go on so many unsavory paths that I didn't need to be on, and I was on some of them for too long. And so are you sometimes, if you look at it, if you be honest. See, looking back over 10 or 15 years, I'm starting to see, I clearly see, let's put it that way, 100% see what I was broadcasting. My shifts began when I started getting real serious about this vibration stuff. I started following Esther Hicks, and that's when I started really doing that. And that was back in the 90s. Now, I check and make sure my inner vibrates with my outer so I can manifest my desired intentions. That's why I choose to tune into my vibe. Wow. And when I started tuning into my vibe to see where I'm at, it was a game changer. It changed everything. It changed my life. Here's the thing, when we begin to shift, not just our thoughts, we shift our inner signal and our emotional tone, even our vibe. And I say vibe because it's a vibration. We are vibing with each other. And if I'm sitting down with you and you're not feeling me, that's not my fault. That's your fault. But I need to not deal with you because it's like, whoa, let that be. If you ain't feeling my ideas, it's fine. But if you ain't feeling me in general, that's not fine. You know, we're not vibing, okay? So in scientific terms, it's called measurable energy. That's all it is, this energy between us is, and it can be measured, and it depends on how intense we are. But also in spiritual terms, it's called vibrations, and that's fine. But you just got to know what you're doing. All of these things are just examples. They're not something that is going to help you do anything. The only thing that's going to help you is to get into resonance, focus, and belief. That's the only thing that's going to help you. You got to understand what it is, and you got to see why. And what I'm saying is just ways for people to open up and say, all right, let me work this out. And let me do some more research for me. Because you see, it's very simple. Neuroscience is out there saying that our vibrational frequencies, they're measured through what they call this thing. If you want to hear something else, here's another thing. There's a thing called neural oscillations. All these things that's are inside of our bodies, and they could see it with those machines. Those machines, they hook up the probes. I'm always talking about that because it's true. And things light up, and it's measured, and you can tell the vibrational frequency in someone. You can tell once you said something in their ear, what part of the brain lit up. Wow, come on, man. We got to understand we're lighting up all day. We're vibrating all day. That's how we vibrate the version of the life that's reflecting back at us. You don't have to push. You heard Melissa. You don't have to push the river, she said in the reading. You don't have to force anything. We're always, just know this, we're always broadcasting a signal, no matter what. And once again, a vibrational match is pure resonance. When they match, you're resonating, and that's it. So we say in this teaching, in our CSL Charlotte, we say that wherever you resonate, that's your thing. I mean that from the bottom of my heart. Because if you think Jesus works for you, then that's your resonation. There you go. That's a word, resonation. No, it's not. But that's where you resonating at. And guess what? You've done it before. You had days where you felt powerful and life responded to your frequency. You had days where opportunities showed up. You had days where people treated you differently. Well, that was not random. None of this is random. That was just resonance and action, just pure resonance. And that means that you are not stuck. You are not limited. You are practicing a signal that aligns with what reality says. but you're just not matching to what you say you really want. You're not matching. That's all it means, but doesn't mean there's something wrong. You're just not limited. Just know that. It's not you. It's not a fantasy. It's a vibrational frequency. That's it. That's exactly what's going on around us 24/7. You tuned into a life that keeps reflecting that same frequency over and over. And I'm so glad that I don't have to keep doing that anymore. I kept wondering, why do you keep attracting the same guys? Why do you keep attracting the same friends? Well, because I'm tuned into that. I have to retune this guitar, right? I gotta retune my vibration. And it's not a punishment. It's resonance matching my true vibration. My true vibration. So if things ain't going right for me, it's not for anybody else's fault. It's not for anybody else to do anything about it. It's for me to shift the versions of myself because I am required to do a little inner calibration. I got to calibrate in here, right? I got to do it. And it is done with two things, awareness and choice. You got to have the choice. Shifting does not have to be dramatic either. If it begins, I'll tell you how it begins. You know how shifting begins? Awareness. And there's so many things you need to be aware of, like awareness of what you are focusing on. For starters, what am I focused on? And awareness of the beliefs that you're reinforcing. Your beliefs, your focus, here we go. And awareness of how emotions are sending that signal that you're broadcasting 24/7. You have to be aware of all that. And here's about the thing about the choice. Choice comes from awareness. How about that? See, you can choose to interrupt the pattern. Yeah, okay, that's nice. But you can also choose to change the soundtrack altogether. Just let it go. You can choose to focus on maybe not what's wrong. Don't say, well, I wonder what's wrong. No. Don't focus on that. Focus on what's right. And sometimes you say things like, well, I didn't do this to myself on purpose. I didn't intentionally do this to myself. Yeah, but listen, if the signal you're broadcasting is in the victim reality, oh well, your intentions is manifested from the very vibration that you send out, that you emit. You and I are co-creators of all of our manifestations. We don't have to be stuck on one timeline. What I mean by timeline, I mean like today, this is what's happening with us. But I don't have to stay here in this timeline. Me and you, or you and I, or whatever, boom, we don't need to stay in this. We need to just fly out of this, but I'm getting out. I'm not hanging around in these situations anymore. There was times I did. There's times you got to stop. You got to know you can get out of any situation at any time. All you have to do is practice. You know how people surf the internet, right? Surf those infinite possibilities around you. There's so many of them that all it takes is alignment. So let me ask you, are you aware of the signal you're broadcasting? It's going out there. Let's be aware. Because life is listening. The universe is listening. It's always matching your frequency. And as we emit that vibration, it's matching to a manifestation. So where does it really start? It starts with awareness. Choice, remember, comes from awareness. And what else? You can choose to shift your focus. You can choose to stop emitting that vibration like that no longer serves you. Choice only exists if awareness is present. Because if you're not aware of it, you can't make the choice. Plain and simple, so stop playing with yourself. Stop playing with myself. I'm not doing it. We're not doing this anymore. I know I'm the navigator. I know you are too. But you got the steering wheel. The consciousness within you and around you and that's running through you and having its life through you is the compass, the GPS, if you will. It's always on, no matter what, whether you use it with intention or if it's set by default to be negative or whatever you want to call that word. This path that we live, that we do every single day, it's not about pretending that hard times don't exist. So stop making those affirmations about cancel, cancel. That's not true. No, make real, true, heartfelt affirmations that work. That's really true for you, not just saying whatever it is. See, because it's all about recognizing your power to tune into your intention that's vibrating with you. And you know how you're vibrating, but it's just some people don't want to do the work. But that's, you got to deal with it. You know, there's nothing else we could say. So, like I said, once again, are you aware of the signal you're broadcasting? Because you're attracting everything in your life. I'm attracting everything in my life, and I am ecstatic about what's happening in my life now. You know, now I guess it's a lot more things ready for me. One of my friends walked up to me, said to me the other day, I have somebody I'd like for you to meet, my friend Jim. So it's supposed to be some other great stuff. These things I'm broadcasting, I'm sending signals, and the universe and I are preparing me for a lot of things. I'm aware. Be aware of what's going on. You're always tuned into something anyway. Just the question is this: is that frequency automatic or is it intentional? Because if it's automatic, you're not intentional. You're just living and going from day to day and and I don't have a focus and a purpose. But if it's your true intention, that's what the universe responds to. Your intention could be whatever it is. It may be because your intention is still focused on lack, still focused on nobody loves you. It's still focused on that you have no luck. It could be. But your intention is what the universe is going to respond to, up and down, hands down. Don't even worry about it. So remember this: resonance, focus, and belief aligns. But as soon as they do, miracles, not only are they possible, they are inevitable. And they're the good ones too, the good memories. But see, to truly, truly, and honestly manifest what you really want, you must believe. Why? Okay, resonance connects us. Focus keeps us attracted to something. But belief deepens our resonance and sharpens our focus. If I believe a certain thing, then I need to figure out, why do I believe, how do I get rid of it if it's not going to work for me? Not why is not a good question, an answer. But I need to figure out how to get rid of that belief, because it's not really true. Half of my beliefs that I learned over the years, I said, oh my God, that was never even right. That was just something I said or believed. And that's why everything was shaped the way it was back in the day. But now, with this belief system I have now and the resonance that I have, I am now sharpening my focus on things. And I focus on things that I know work for me. So your focus, intention becomes, whenever your focus and intention becomes louder than doubt, immediately, soon as it happens, the impossible becomes inevitable, and you can't stop that good from flowing. So you might as well get over there and quit playing over here, because when you become a magnet for exactly everything you truly want to really actually receive, but you begin to manifest what you're tuned into. So get the tuning for, hit it a couple of times every day. So when you believe and your intention is clear, you leave the universe no choice. So here comes this song about believe, and I'm going to talk to you about miracles in this song. When there can be miracles when you believe. So like I said, when you believe, and your intention is clear, you lead the universe, no choice. Listen to the song When You Believe by Whitney Houston and Mariah Carey. You will when you believe. You know, they keep saying it over and over. Though hope is frail, it's hard to kill. Oh, she says it. And who knows what miracles you can achieve if you just would believe. Oh my God. I love that song. It just gets me like that. And you know what else I really loved about it is when resonance, focus, and belief are aligned, powerful miracles happen because of your belief. Man, so focus, man, focus on these strong miracles and happen and how they will happen for you. Manifestation is not about wishing. When your focus and belief vibes together, the best manifestations happen for you. So make it happen. Well, you can stick a fork in me. I'm done. The tuning fork. Tuning fork Tuesdays, guys. Make sure you're here Tuesday for the tuning fork. All right? Yeah, I'm done on that one. That was fabulous. Oh, my God. So with that said, guys, man, all I can do is go into the gratitude and shout outs on the platform now. For all of you guys, thanks for your awesome work every single week. This awesome, beautiful platform we got. So here I know, Horace, thank you for your awesome coordinator, what do you call it? Coordinator, operation coordinator duties, you know? And open and closing prayer, Alan, boom, you hit us off really well. And you started us off with the platform prayer. You just in it, right? So who knows when it's time to resonate and focus? But you do when your prayers is time. All right, so thank you, Melissa, for reading from your heart, because you always do it with such beautiful expression. Also, thank you. And thanks for also spotlighting for us, Melissa, and greeting for us. And thanks, Timmy P, for the music and those announcements. I tell you what, you and Horace with one thing or the other. He's got the quotes and you got the words at the end. I love it. So that said, Mo, thank you so much for emailing out our prayers and being there for us as far as making sure this community get the prayers out. And just know I love all of you for all that we do. I love me more, but I love us all, right? So before that last song, consider this one thing. Today was all about resonance, focus, and belief. Remember that during the week. And your belief, remember, depends on your understanding resonance to sharpen your focus. Because you know it's all, your life is now filtered by resonance, focus, and belief. Don't forget that. So let's just be real clear. Every day that we start, when we wake up in the morning, we have to be tuned. I like the tuning fork though. We got to hit that fork and get ready to tune ourselves so we're vibrating from the inside and out. But when we take the time to practice believing in ourselves, that's just going to make it, that's going to tip the iceberg. Because resonance, focus, and fear aligns with miracles. Remember? When we believe. But here's what you got to believe in today on the way out. Believe in these lyrics that's coming up. Because now you have to believe in what? Yourself. And so as you believe in yourself, let's listen to this song, When You Believe. It's a different When You Believe, but it's by Eddie Watkins. This is about you. So manifestation is not just wishful thinking. When you believe, and when your belief decides to get louder than your doubt, your energy shifts are inevitable. So let's get that going on. And Alan, are you ready to pray us out?
Wow. As we align with that infinite source, anything is possible when we believe. So I believe in myself, knowing that this infinite source believes in me and also lives in me and seeks to expand through me. So miracles not only possible, but probable, and I also claim miracles for myself and for everybody in this community, because we disregard, we throw out the old stinking thinking from the past that we learned from society, from our parents, because we know it's just garbage that no longer serves us. So we toss it out and replace it with beliefs, knowing that we are worthy, knowing that we are deserving, and knowing that we are miracle manifestors. And we have the courage to step forward outside of our comfort zone, to step beyond the doubts, beyond the fears, and just let our light shine out to this wonderful world so we can be a beacon of light, a beacon of hope, and a beacon of peace to everybody else in this world. And anything is possible when we believe. So I'm knowing this for everybody in this community, and that's the message that we all take home. Anything is possible when we believe. So we believe in each other and in ourselves. So I'm grateful to be part of a community like this. We're all here to lift each other up and to level up, and we're each our own tuning forks, because we are all in resonance with each other. So I know right here and right now that I release these words of wisdom and power out into the powerful world, knowing everything's in resonance and reflects back to us in more ways than one. And so it is.
And so it is. Wow, Alan, that was awesome, awesome, awesome sauce. So thank you, Alan, for saying all those beautiful words. And now, as we wrap up our time together, know that resonance, focus, and belief is not just an idea. Keep it simple but powerful, and know that it is right here for you every single week. And know that the universe is always responding, always reflecting, and always supporting your path. And when we practice the next time we see each other, let's know that we all have resonance, focus, and belief. And so it is.